Project schedules usually start clean. Then you add phases, subtasks, and dependencies until the timeline expands into a massive grid of overlapping dates. Eventually, it collapses under the weight of its own data. When every single item is tracked with equal importance, you lose visibility on what actually matters. When dates start slipping, the problem usually isn't a poorly planned task. The failure starts with a schedule that never decided which deliverables you need to protect at the cost of the others. This diagram outlines the PEAKS framework, a structured risk management system replacing gut feel planning. It filters your entire pool of milestones down to the critical path required to ship. Open your current project schedule right now. We'll edit it together. Your calendar tells you the sequence of events. It does not tell you the consequence of missing them. Shifting from a calendar-based view to a consequence-weighted system ensures your most crucial deliverables actually receive the protection they require. Step 1 is prioritize. Stop looking at your milestones chronologically. Instead, we are going to evaluate them purely on the impact of their failure. Score every milestone against 3 metrics: contractual significance, total downstream dependencies, and reversal cost. When scored this way, a highly dependent month 4 milestone vastly outranks a simple, isolated month 1 task. Next, establish tiers. Group scored milestones into 3 categories: critical, structural, and informational. Cap your Tier 1 list at a strict maximum of 20%. If half are critical, the label loses its function. Force the distinction. By removing your chronological bias and enforcing a strict 20% cap, you transform a flat spreadsheet into a clear, actionable hierarchy of the exact items you need to defend. Once you have your tiers, you need to assign them. Priority tiering accomplishes very little without ironclad ownership and timeline protection. Eliminate team-based or shared ownership completely. Every single milestone gets exactly one named accountable owner. Put that owner's name directly on the visible schedule artifact. Do not bury it in a separate RACI document that your team rarely opens. High visibility drives accountability. Step 4 is to control the schedule using weighted buffers. Pull time from lower tier tasks and stack it onto Tier 1 milestones. Also, rerun your critical path analysis after every single schedule edit. Dependencies change constantly. Your prioritization decays the moment you stop recalculating. Relying on static assumptions and diluted team-wide ownership is precisely how high-priority milestones slide past their deadlines without anyone noticing until it's too late. Now that your architecture is built, we set up the signal phase. This turns your schedule into an active radar that detects impending risk long before a deadline is breached. Schedule a strict 15-minute weekly checkpoint. During this meeting, you only review Tier 1 milestones, and the named owners must be present. Do not fold this review into your general project status meeting. If you do, lower stakes updates will inevitably crowd out the specific, concentrated focus your Tier 1 deliverables require. You also need to establish a fixed, documented escalation path. Pre-agree in writing exactly who gets notified when a Tier 1 item shows amber status. Deciding this during a live risk event is slow and political. Decide the path before the first warning ever appears. By pairing a dedicated weekly review with a pre-approved escalation path, your static list of priorities becomes a proactive early warning system. This comparison chart shows the shift in methodology. You've moved from an old, chronologically ordered NAP with shared ownership to an actively managed risk tool with strict tiers and explicit accountability. For projects running this system correctly, detection time for at-risk milestones drops by 74%